Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great day, and this will be the last video. I was actually able to get 3 videos out, so I'm actually kind of surprised. If it's not out by 3:45 today, it will be out around 4 something. So please bear with me. But anyways, this was sent to me by a friend that a place that I used to live at, no longer live at anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, this seems to be an ongoing thing with Arcata. A place that is probably what we call very left-winging. Well, here's a couple of things that will probably get past here because it won't be seem to be the greatest area. So we have this from the city of Arcata. The City of Arcata single-use disposable suds foodware ordinance will be fully implemented starting January 1st, 2023. This ordinance will encourage you to bring your own reusable containers, mugs, and necessary foodware, e.g. utensils, straws, etc. When you get takeout, food, or drink, your reusables should be clean, dry, and suitable for food. When you bring in these reusables items, you will receive a $25 discount per order. If you choose not to bring in reusables, there will be a 25-cent charge on your order for using the food vendors to-go containers. Again, this fee and discount enforcement will begin in the new year, starting January 1st, 2023. The health and safety of the community is always the #1 priority of the city. This ordinance follows the guidelines outlined by California state law, AB 619, and AB 619 requires that customer-owned containers be separated from regular serving areas, or that serving areas are sanitized after a customer-owned container has been placed there. Current procedures regarding cross-contamination, consumer health, and safety must be followed. Please read our bullshit laws and conform to our insanity. So, this is what pretty much what's going to be going on here. Now, hopefully I can show these things without too much of an issue. But what we have here is that the Single-Use Disposable Foodware Ordinance Act, obviously this is what's been going on. The 1215-27 was passed to align with City's Zero Waste Action Plan. This ordinance will help reduce the single use of plastic foodware that contributes to street litter, marine pollution, harm to wildlife, waste sent to landfills, and greenhouse gas emissions. The main points are as follows. Food vendors with proper dishwashing capacity must reuse reusable foodware for on-site dining. Accessory foodware must be provided upon request or at self-serve station. Example of accessory foodware include but are not limited to straws, stirrers, napkins, cups, sleeves, spill plugs, and more. All single-use disposable foodware, including accessory foodware, must be fiber-based, compostable, and free of polyfluorinated chemicals. Food vendors must charge 25 cents per order, blah, 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 blah. We already went past that. When is the following are going into effect? The said ordinance went into effect March 6, 2020. Enforcement for a majority of the ordinance began July 1st, 2021. The fee and the discount portion of the ordinance will begin to be enforced on January 1st, 2023. So, these are all the things that they are trying to do. Welcome to the horror state that is, or horror city that is Arcata. And we have a few people that are a little bit kind of angry on this. Valerie Norris going on to say that, or you could eat in McKinleyville, Eureka, Ferndale, Fortuna, Trinidad, Riodale, Carlotta, or Oric, where takeout has become a new chapter in 1984. Well done. It seems we still have some rational people thinking there. Along with this as well, that we have with the ordinance, single-use foodware guide, reusable hardware, plastic foodware is not good, and all that's great, maybe beautiful stuff. I'm pretty sure every single person that loves. And we have this from Dees Mander saying, and homeless people freezing to death on the front steps. You guys are nuts. Again, for Valerie Norris, she is quite not happy with this, and I would agree with her at the most. This is the most ridiculous thing I've heard of in a long time. First, it's a good way to spread germs. How sanitary is it to be carrying a plate, bowl, spoon, etc. around? Second, do you guys know that it's going to take longer for the food employees to fill your plate, so you'll have lines of folks waiting to be served their meal? Arcata is already the most COVID paranoid town. Masks, and more masks. Too many rules in Arcata. Soon there'll be locked fences are kind of Arcata to protect it from the rest of the Humboldt. And I would agree, because what stops a company or anybody from going from this level to 1984 to anything more else extreme? So, it doesn't seem to be the greatest thing. We also have this here with the AB 619, which is an existing law. The California Retail Food Code provides for the regulation of health and sanitation standards for retail food facilities. As defined by the State Department of Health, under existing law, local health agencies are primarily responsible for enforcing the California Retail Food Code, and a person who violates any provision of the food code is guilty of a misdemeanor except as otherwise provided. Existing law requires return empty containers intended for refilling with food or beverage to be cleaned and refilled in an approval facility, except that consumer-owned containers may be refilled and returned to the same consumer if the container is refilled by an employee of the food facility or the owner of the container and the dispensing system includes a contamination-free transfer process. This bill would instead provide that clean consumer-owned containers provided or returned to the food facility or filling may be filled by either the employer or the owner of the container, and would require the food facility to isolate the consumer and consumer-owned containers from the serving surface or sanitize the serving surface after each filling. The bill would require the consumer-owned containers to be designed and constructed for reuse as specified. The bill would require the food facility to prepare, maintain, and adhere to written procedures to prevent cross-contamination and to make the written procedures available to the enforcement agency. Existing law defines a temporary food facility for the purposes of the California Retail Food Code as a food facility approved by the enforcement officer that operates at a fixed location for the duration of an approved community, even at or at a swap meet, and only as part of the community event or swap meet. Under existing law, a temporary facility is required to provide single-use articles, for use by the consumer. This bill will authorize a local enforcement agency to allow a temporary food facility to use multi-use utensils that are cleaned, rinsed, and sanitized at either the temporary food facility or an approved facility. Because any violation of these provisions would be a crime, this would be imposed a state-mandated local program. The California Constitution requires the state to reimburse local agencies and school districts or for certain costs mandated by the state. Statutory provisions establish procedures for making that reimbursement. This bill will provide that no reimbursement is required by this act for a specified reason. Alright, so you have all this stuff here. I won't go through all this. I will obviously leave this in the description down below for you guys to know. And then we have this here. This is from a screenshot from one of my friends, by the way. The city of Arcata single-use disposable foodware ordinances here. Bring a reusable container when you take food to go and receive a discount of at least 25 cents, blah, 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 blah. So these are the food regulations. And when can we start? And then we have finally with the city of Arcata responding to, I guess, Sierra Keating. I think that's how you pronounce their name. I am horribly sorry if I pronounced that wrong. When you're calling in your order, let the restaurant know that you plan to bring in durable, reusable containers. They should let you know that what size is appropriate and when and where you should bring your containers. The protocol for each restaurant may vary for each restaurant. Using a reusable may not yet be feasible for delivery orders, so we encourage you to dine in or order for pickup and bring your reusables. There are viable compostable straws on the market, such as sugar cane, bamboo wheat, vegetables, fibers, and more. So here's my biggest problem with this. So I tend to visit Humboldt once or twice a year, and that's usually to visit my friends, kind of do all that stuff and what have you. And I want to do it again this year because that's usually a trend I want to keep on doing. So in order for me to eat in Arcata, I had to bring a reusable container. Here's the thing. If I'm living with a friend, or if I am going into the house that I currently have there, I am not going to have reusable containers, or I'm not going to go buy a reusable container to go dine in Arcata. As the Valley Girl woman has said, I would just go eat at any other place that is not Arcata, to where if I don't bring a container, I'm charged 25 cents extra for, what have you. God forbid if they increase that actual percentage to maybe 75 cents to $1 or what have you, which would be completely asinine in that case. So why would I go there? I would just go to Eureka to go eat, or any other place. So me wanting to eat at Arcata is not the go-to place I would choose to. So yeah, let's try to avoid that at all costs, huh? And of course, this is a text message from specifically all my friends. It says this law applies to all businesses in Arcata. So if I want a to-go order, I have to bring my own fucking to-go containers, hand them to the food employees, receive the food, and wash the dishes, or pay 25 cents extra. Yeah, alright. So here's the thing here. Insanity is sweeping over California. The state is a hellhole. I want to leave this hellhole state, and I suggest all my friends to do so, because that is complete insanity. As I said, as Valerie Norris has said, it's 1984 bullshit. I can't believe, well, I guess I can believe it. See, when I went to Humboldt, back in my high school years, I was not political at all. I was just kind of like, whatever, kid, do whatever, not knowing anything. I have obviously my own views, but I wasn't really political. And I didn't really know this liberalism or honestly really cared. But this is insanity. This is going way too far. I don't know how well this is going to do for businesses or restaurant or anything in Arcata in particular, because I have a feeling that I think a lot of people in general don't actually know this is going on or what have you. So I think this will take time for this to really kick in, maybe in Arcata, and for people to really start noticing, because this is insane. I don't know how businesses or restaurants are going to be able to survive if people start revolting and not going to places like Arcata, because why would they? They're paying 25 cents extra for containers, and as money is getting worse, as groceries are getting worse, the inflation is rising and it's going to get worse. Why would you go to places that if you don't have a container you have to pay extra money? That's just asinine. So I think this might be a problem for Arcata restaurants. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the people say. I know my one friend is definitely not happy about this, along with Valerie and a few other people. So let's see where this goes. All right, guys. Thanks to my friend for sending this, by the way. I love to report anything that's going on. If you guys have any more stuff to send me, please leave them down in the comments. Email me at jmreports0@gmail.com. I would love to do it. I have no problem reading stuff that you guys give me. This has been great. Nice to know that the place that I used to live at is going completely insane. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care.